It is another Sunday and I'm super delighted to have you back. Do not forget, even though work begins on Monday, the week actually starts on Sunday, so take a bit of time to lay out your week. And really welcome back from all the hula baloo of the past weeks. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're recovering like I am recovering. So today I thought to begin a topic. Very interesting, very practical, very much around us. And I think that a lot of people dealt with this undiagnosed and have carried it on and are still dealing with it. So I'm going to be talking about today specific learning disorder. Research shows that at least 20% of all the children in the classroom are dealing with specific learning disorder. Many of us know this disability as dyslexia, but it does have many components and different combinations. So it is not always dyslexia. Dyslexia is just a part of specific learning disabilities. And I remember all through primary and secondary school, I had difficulties copying notes. I didn't enjoy it. In fact, many times in the classroom, I was zoned out. I wasn't part of the class, even though I was in the class, because it was very difficult. A lot of people perceived it as being lazy, but it was actually my brain tiring out, like it happens to a lot of dyslexic people. And so it was very tedious being in class, very tedious writing notes, very tedious reading notes. And so I struggled in school until my university days. So dyslexia, specific learning disability, is when a child has difficulties learning and using academic skills. And there are varied academic skills. Listening in the classroom, copying notes, reading, comprehending, writing, spelling, understanding maths, and things like that. And so when a child has any one of these issues and it has lingered for at least 6 months, even though you have applied certain interventions to help the child, because when you haven't applied interventions, you don't know if it is just learning gaps or the child is dealing with emotional or other difficulties. But when you have isolated, usually I advise teachers, there are 2 ways to do this, to identify a child who has specific learning disorder. First of all, there's the discrepancy method. Of course, you know that there are age-appropriate abilities in the classroom. So you have this child who is distinctively different, not compatible with the expected milestone that the other children in his or her class are doing. That's a spotlight. That should put a spotlight on that child. Now, identifying this child who is behind does not automatically translate to having a child who has dyslexia at hand. It could mean a lot of things. Maybe this child has learning gaps. Maybe this child is dealing with emotional issues. Maybe this child is dealing with behavioral issues. There could be a lot of things. And so it's important that the teacher watches this child, identifies does what is called functional behavioral analysis or functional ability analysis. And so you spotlight where the specific, that's why this is called specific learning disorder, spotlight where the specific issues are: emotional, behavioral, academic deficits. Now, when you have identified this, plan an intervention and then begin to apply your intervention. There's small group learning, there's one-on-one learning, there is visual learning, there's auditory learning, there's tactile experiential learning, there's integrated learning. Map out an intervention plan and try to execute and see how this child fares. Now, when you have put in all of your skills into intervention, record your return on intervention. And after 6 months, if there is no marked difference from where this child is and where the child will now be in 6 months, it means that you truly have an issue at hand. It's a time to flag up for assessment. So, like I said earlier, every child who has SLD will not have the exact same combination of symptoms. In fact, like I said in definition, any one of these traits is tantamount to specific learning disorder. Sometimes a child will have a combination of 2, a combination of 3, a combination of 4, or all of the combinations like I think that I have. So, share with me your specific learning difficulties, whatever they are, like I have shared mine and my sisters with you. There's so many more stories to share, and we'll keep going through them as we come on in these discussions. So until I come your way again next week, be well and live your best life.